Hi, folks. We've got a great show ahead today talking about how our daily habits affect our long-term health goals and what we want to be able to do when we are 80, 90, or even 100. One thing I realized, though, is that I've yet to properly introduce myself in any of the previous episodes. And I'm not going to do it today, but it's on the list. I would like to offer some context regarding why I'm in my mom's basement and why she's an easy target to bring up as an example. Justin and I travel full-time and come back to the Midwest every year to visit family. And mom's place is home base for that. Not that there's anything wrong with living with your parents, but anyway, on to the disclaimer.
Hi, friends. This is just a quick reminder that this is a podcast and therefore not meant as individual medical advice. We do discuss our own medical experiences on the show, as well as supplements and other healthcare approaches. When we do that, please see the show notes for any additional information regarding these resources. And with any change to your healthcare routine, please do the appropriate amount of due diligence before making any changes. On with the show.
Sounds amazing. I just want to be warm. There's the mornings where it's like I can't feel I can feel my hands, but they feel so cold. And like the other day I needed to put my face stuff on but I didn't want to touch my face because my hands were so cold.
Yep.
Don't like it. They're opening like a sauna cryotherapy place around the corner. So I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because otherwise
cool.
I'm just like in the shower, steaming up the shower forever. But anyways, welcome to the 40 and Unfiltered podcast. I'm back with other Lauren.
Yep.
And I'll just share a quick little bit of exciting news. I finally posted an episode of the podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
Started off in July, working on it in July of 2023. It's now May of 2024. And so under a year.
Less than a year.
Yes, it's amazing.
Hashtag goals.
Yep. Listen, progress is progress.
Absolutely.
One awkward foot in front of the other. That's how I live my life.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So what is going on with Lauren today?
What is going on with Lauren today? Lauren had a morning with her kids, and then I had a coaching call. So, go from one crazy ass morning into a very serene and now recording with you. So it's just been one of those whoop.
Yep. Like a charcuterie platter of a day.
Essentially. Yeah.
You're like a morning. I like the phrase a morning with the kids. It's a great morning. It's a morning.
Nope, it was a morning. It's a fact.
Awesome.
Facts.
Yeah, I am cozied up to my space heater in the basement, but I'm looking forward to this is very exciting for me. Like, my mom's out of town. She went to Indiana for 2 weeks, and
Party at Jessie's.
And Justin is going to visit his family, and I have to stay here to like watch the animals. So I'm going to be all by myself for like 4 days.
That is like, if you could choose something, I'm talking to the girl who, when COVID hit, you were excited because you didn't have to leave your house and you didn't have to converse with other people.
Yep. Yeah. During COVID, I did great. Like, there was a couple times when, I did like a Zoom, like had some cocktails, but I was like, ugh. And I didn't drink the whole time. After the first week and a half or something, that was one of the longer times I went without drinking. Before I didn't really drink anymore. I did at least 3 months, maybe more. I might have gotten to like 100 days or something, but because Florida's like quarantine time was so short, or lockdown or whatever. And so the whole time I was home, I stopped drinking. I cooked like at least 2 meals a day. I went for walks. I learned a little bit of Spanish. I It was
You
like
bettered yourself.
living my best life. The only thing, like I had lost my dog of 21 years, like the month before that. No, like maybe a month and a half before that. No, like 2 months before
Was
that.
it really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I don't remember
that
that.
that was hard. I did like sort of like go like because we were so busy. And so I had just started to get back to normal. And then so like when I went with lockdown, I sort of went through that like grieving process again. Um, but so and then walking around because nobody knew anything, so I was okay because there was always so many dogs in the bar. And then and then when I went on my walks around the neighborhood, there was all the neighborhood dogs that I would see and get my like fix that way. But nobody knew what was going on, so there was no like making out with other people's pets. So and then but so there I remember one day there was like a fly in the house and I was like, hi, what's your name? Can I be my
That
friend?
shocks me so little.
Yeah.
Did you name him?
Now I don't think he stayed around for that long. But yeah, once we got to, I did have like a private gym I could use, so I was really lucky with that. So I had like a place to go like 4 times a week. And then once Starbucks made it so you could like walk up to the door to get, and I could have that sort of interaction with my barista where I'm like, good morning, and like they know my name and stuff. So and then I was good. I'm like, that's all I need.
That's amazing. How many times did I see you while I was in the drive-through of Starbucks and you would either be inside and I'd see you through the window or quite a few.
Yep.
You're
Yep.
like, hey, Jessie.
Walking up along the car. Yeah. Like walking you through the drive-through.
Or in the absolute torrential downpour and I still remember this. That was the day I met Justin too. It was pouring and he was holding the umbrella over you and just getting soaked. And you guys were happy as clams.
Yeah.
Walking in your granola sandals and
Yep. It was just what is my mom used to always tell me when we'd have to like wait out for the bus and it was like raining or something like that. She said she would always say, "You're not made of sugar or shit. You're not gonna melt."
Yay, I want to use that.
But another plus to like granola sandals, they dry fast and like rather get my feet wet. They're easier to wash than shoes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, show. I don't know. During COVID, for me, it was like the drinking ramped up. It was like we were at the liquor store, and our retail store, it even got to stay open. Like, luckily, we were deemed essential.
Essential, yeah.
But, we shaved our hours in half and hit the liquor store every day. And the liquor store was packed.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so bars, restaurants, like clothing, like everywhere, Starbucks has to be closed, but the liquor store can be open.
Yeah.
It's nuts. So yeah, that ramped up my intake big time.
Oh, you know what? I stand corrected. Because there was I do I'm sure you remember I went from not drinking to coming over for a visit and then doing a lot of drinking. So I had a brief
yeah, that happened a time or two.
And I thought I was gonna die afterwards. Oh man.
Oh,
anyway. But do you get when you have like the house to yourself? I mean, things like both boys are in school now and Mike's at the house. Like, do you like enjoy those like alone times?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. For like until I don't, it's like you've always been a lot more independent than me, I guess, in the terms of I like to kind of be around people. I don't have to be talking to them.
Yeah.
Kind of like you, kind of like Justin, you were saying, it's just being in the same vicinity. But I do love myself, when I get to just do whatever the hell I want at home,
Right.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a both and. I both love it and love the company too.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like I don't, it's at some point I do. I'm like, okay, I would like to speak,
Need
like to,
human connection.
right. And so I guess it's just like a different threshold. But man, if I don't have like a good chunk of time by myself on a regular basis, it is just like wearing me out. Like, I mean, there were times where Justin would be just like quietly working, but we were together like all the time, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yep.
like you're
Yep.
breathing.
I see you. Yep. I see your chest go up and down as you take in breaths. Yep.
Yeah.
I get it.
Anyway, this week has been interesting. I'm doing pretty good, considering it's been a lot of different projects. So, because I'm, simultaneously, launching this podcast and trying to promote it, and then, launching the estrogen evolution, and then there's just a ton of like family stuff going on, including my sister bought a house, and so she gave herself like 2 weeks to move, but it's been a big project, and it's almost done. But I got to move the things from the basement yesterday.
Got to.
Solo, yes. And it's like one of those basements where like part of it's dirt, and then you have to kind of like limbo at the end because it's, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like little tiny stairs, and there's lots of things covered in like spider webs, and I literally was hauling buckets of rocks up the stairs and then down the stairs and then to the car and then into her garage from the 90-gallon aquarium we've been passing back and forth around the
90
family.
gallons.
Yeah, this was, my mom got this when she was younger, like this massive aquarium that we had, and she had fish in it and stuff. And then I had my turtle that I had for like 16 years. He lived in it for a while. And then I gave it to Christy. I don't know if she's ever like put fish in it, but she's planning on she better put some fish in it since it's all been moved. We've gotten to the point where thankfully we're like hiring movers for like the furniture and stuff like that. But so anyway, it was, and I went to the gym in the morning, which was like really not necessary.
Right. Because we're going to be carrying buckets of rocks up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got home and I was walking down the hall and I was like, oh, just my back and like my butt started to like get a little like angry. And I'm just like very carefully like walked to the kitchen, got an ice pack, put it on my back and laid on the floor with my legs up in the air. I'm like, I had a lot of things I really wanted to get done before bed, but I was like, stop whatever you're doing. And like, because nothing will get done. Nothing will get done if this all, goes to shit right now. So,
yep. So an ice pack with your legs in the air. What does the legs in the air do?
It just like relieves a lot of like pressure, any kind of pressure from like even like the pelvic floor trying to hold things in place. Just like something gets a little irritated, so all the muscles start to like tense up, and then how did I hear it put before? It just kind of sends your like whole body like a signal, like we're relaxed right now.
Right.
Sure.
Right. Gotcha.
So I don't know, but I stayed there for a good bit, and then it was better, and I made dinner and everything, and took a hot shower, and then went for a walk and like iced it again, and I woke up feeling pretty good today. So when I go back to finish the next couple of loads,
are you at least done with the rocks?
Yes, thankfully everything's upstairs now. So and then I will get to, it sounds like I'm like trying to neuro linguistic program myself. Then I get to,
I know. Hey, reframe it.
I
There you go.
know. um,
I'm so excited too.
I know. Well, you know what? I get to do it because I have, full mobility,
Mm-hmm.
and I am able to, and so that's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to take apart the plastic shelves, but which won't be hard. It just was. I'm like, if I do this now, she'll never get them back together.
Right. Yep. Been there.
Yeah.
I still remember helping you pack up
Oh, God.
when you were moving from. Were you moving from Florida? No, you were
That's
just
when
moving out of the condo.
No. Well, did you help me pack when I moved from condo to condo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was just remembering, you ended up with some of my treasured, my
Yes.
most treasured possessions. Moved.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
String art from grandma, and I don't.
I think. Oh, and I brought MJ. MJ was a baby. Didn't I have him in the carrier? And he was just like sitting in the carrier. It was at Caitlin's old
Yep.
condo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I packed away a book with a bunch of money or something that you had hidden in there.
Oh. Yep. You just disclosed my secret spot.
Your secret hiding spot.
I don't own books
Edit.
anymore, so yes, yeah. Or cash.
Right? Yeah. We're not bartenders anymore. What's cash?
Yeah, yeah. I was just used to file it away in my different cookbooks, but anyway. So I am going to. We like kind of had a loose plan of what we were going to talk about today, but I wanted to ask you a question because like this is something that I think about a lot, and I wonder what like other people's perspective on it. So when you think about and like how much thought and what actions do you necessarily put into like your long-term health? Like when you think, and do you think about it like do you have a goal age that you'd like to make it to? Do you like, what do you want to be able to do when you're 80 or 90 or yeah?
So honestly, I probably don't put enough thought into the long term. You know, like you know that I love to run and I love to work out and I love to do things like that, but I don't do a lot of things that I probably should to kind of gear myself toward aging.
Yeah, you're putting thought into like your health
The
now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like how I feel and, you know, staying in shape. But I do know that there's, I mean, you know, for example, I have never liked milk. I hate milk. And almond milk is fine if it's like on cereal or in a smoothie or something like that. But, you know, so like calcium is something that I should really, you know, start to get elsewhere, you know, just little things like that.
Yeah.
It's like I can be healthy now, but when I look long term, like, yeah, my bones aren't going to be as strong. My, you know, things like that. So I don't have a goal age. I just want to live as long as I can.
Yeah.
Yet not take the steps to make that happen.
It just it was something I was thinking about my several trips up and down the stairs yesterday, is just the because as I was taking those stairs and even after putting as much thought into it as I was, still having like a almost, like whatever, sciatica event or something. I was thinking about the way that I was walking up the stairs, you know, making sure I was balancing my weight. And but this is one of the things that a lot of people start to avoid the things that hurt.
Mhm.
They, you know, like that doesn't feel like getting on up and down off the floor. Like after people's kids get to a certain age, a lot of them just like there's no reason for them to be on the floor anymore. And then
Mhm.
you lose the ability to get up and down off the floor, you know, with any sort of ease. This is one of like, and I've heard this that said before, we're like one of the best benefits of yoga is just the fact that you're getting up and down off the floor. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, it's a huge thing. There was a while ago I put like a program together for my mom, and one of the things I didn't put any like backstory into it. I said I just want you 3 times a day. You can do it all at once or throughout the day or whatever. I want you to lay on the floor and get back up. And we didn't really talk about it. And she, after a couple of weeks, she was like, uh, I don't know why I'm doing this, but it was really hard when I started, and now it's getting a lot easier. And I was like, that's why, that's why we're doing it.
Bingo.
Yep.
Yep.
But so, and just, you know, moving everything upstairs so you're not going up and down off the stairs. Now, mind you, with this moving thing, you know, my mom, I'm all over her. I'm like, don't carry anything on the stairs. You can be downstairs and carry some like
Mhm.
lighter things very carefully, or you can be upstairs, but you can't be carrying things, especially because the stairs are like slanted down at my sister's place. So,
Right.
um, uh, but, um, but maintaining these things, there's Peter Attia has done a lot of this on like the centenarian decathlon or something like that, and this is where like you like what do you want to be able to do, you know, how long do you want to live? If you want to live to be 100, what do you want to be able to do at 100? Like, do you still want to be able to go to the bathroom by yourself, bathe yourself,
Mhm.
like clean the house, whatever? And so taking that and training like for training today so that you're able to do those things at that time.
Right.
um and but I mean it's just something in almost to a point where I have to like dial it back, because I look at everything through this lens of like long-term consequences,
Mhm.
you know, and up to including overthinking the long-term
Right.
consequences.
Well, you know, it's funny that you said, because like being in the pet industry,
Mhm.
it's like I know how to it's like I know how to take care of pets better than I do my own
Mhm.
self, you know,
Mhm.
because I'll ask people, you know, do you have your dog on any glucosamine or chondroitin or anything? No, they don't show any, you know, signs of hurting hips or anything like that. And I'm, you know, kind of, you have to educate. Well, you know, you kind of have to start thinking before those things start to
Right.
happen, so that when we get to that age where it would have started happening if you weren't on anything, that they can you know, they can still keep on trucking
Mhm.
and feel good, and you know, which will make their lifespan longer, which will make them be able to, you know, I mean, unfortunately, like for pets, a lot of them have to put down because of, you know, like hip dysplasia or,
Right.
you know, things like that, where if we just started them a little bit earlier,
Mhm.
for the long term,
Right.
then it would just be so beneficial. So I mean,
Right.
it's like I get it in terms of pets, and for myself, I don't know, I just don't think that way.
Yeah. And I think that's really a common situation because you are an Enneagram 9 just like my mom. And I think that it is the just the common, you know, it's so much easier to take care of other people than yourself, or it's you know, you feel like you're being selfish or
Yes.
I'm not really sure because because I view it through a different lens. And but you have to think about it as like, how do you want to be able to show up for people over the long period of time? You know, if not taking care of yourself now means that you won't be there or be able to like help people with anything in 5 years or 30, you know, is it worth it? And it's that kind of like weighing the consequences of like either decision. So
Right.
um
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's spot on. I mean, yeah, the 9 Enneagram, we do. We it's, what is it? Like the pleaser or the peacemaker or
Yeah.
whatever, either or. Um, yeah, it's you like to put others ahead of yourself and just be, I think just being aware of, like, just kind of digging into yourself and being like, okay, I mean, exactly like you said, like, where do you want to be? Like, what do you want to be able to do? As opposed to just like, oh, I just want to live as long as I can. You know, I just
Right.
want to be there for my kids or whatever. And so actually like putting plans in play is really good. Yeah.
Yeah. There was an Instagram post that I shared in my stories the other day that was this guy. The delivery was like hilarious, but he was like, you know, people think that this broccoli is super healthy and that this cinnamon roll is like the worst thing ever, but it was, the whole thing was that if you ate nothing but broccoli, you would be really unhealthy. Just as if you ate nothing but cinnamon rolls, you would be really unhealthy. And it's not about like every, you know, being like perfect with every like decision or whatever. It is the majority of decisions you make over long periods of time, you know, so whatever is like the easiest baseline for you to maintain without shitting on yourself for not being perfect at something.
Right.
And or just finding different ways. My poor mom, I'm just going to keep using her as a as an example.
She doesn't have to listen to this one.
I know. But I mean, just with fish oil, there was, I mean, it's so important. It's such a, like, there's not a ton of things that I'm like, you need to be taking this, but there's a few, you know, and like fish oil is just one of those that like most people, like magnesium and probably vitamin D for most people, is a good idea to at least monitor, if not like supplement with. But the fish oil, it's huge for just inflammation, your brain health, like muscle recovery. I mean, just huge. And for the stuff that she struggles with, so you know, I had her taking it. It was like, you know, like giving her like stomach upset or garlic, or not garlic, but like fish burps or something like that. So she just stopped taking it. I'm like, that's not, you know, there's like 7,000 different kinds,
Other
you know?
ways, yeah.
So just because like this one attempt did not go well, but it's, you know, it's just, it does get tiring. I do realize that, like, I'm obsessive about this stuff, I guess, or just very interested
Passionate.
in it. I'm not gonna, yeah. Like I have enough
obsessive hyphen passionate.
Yeah, I have enough diagnoses to juggle around. I'm not going to label myself as another one, but so there's so many ways to get this stuff done, and up until like, even if you're sort of spent and can't think about it, like ask somebody else, you know, that's not like as tightly, you know, connected to it as you are, and just to get like a fresh perspective, because that's it. And I mean, it's just, it's like with moving, I saw Christy go through this, and I know, like, I've gone through it, because you get to, it's just like the closer you get to getting finished, it's like the stuff just keeps coming and coming and coming, and you get overwhelmed, and you're like, you don't know how to, like, what to do next. So that's why you need to, you know, it's like so helpful to have somebody else around, just be like, hey, you know, like, you're tired, you have decision fatigue, you know, let me step in and help. So,
Well, I feel like that's, like a lot of with the coaching,
mhm.
that's what I can offer my clients, is just like helping them because, yeah, when you get overwhelmed and it's just like all this stuff is swirling in your brain and it's like, what the hell, man? It's like you do sometimes just need somebody to walk you through the next step or
Yeah.
to help you organize like what's going on up here. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I know I get that.
So, I have an idea because Lauren sent me a picture of where did you come across that ad for there's a Clear Blue Easy Menopause tester kit or phase of menopause.
Amazon.
Oh,
Amazon. I was like, what the hell is this?
oh, you've been targeted.
I
Uh,
know, I guess. Shit, man. How the hell do they know?
yeah. So, and I was like, that was interesting because I haven't seen anything for it. And of course I said, I wonder if it's based off FSH. So that's the follicular stimulating hormone. And so when you don't ovulate, your body sends out more follicular stimulating hormone to signal to the body to ovulate. But and then I looked it up and I was right. It was
So
it
smart.
was based off FSH. So I thought it would be interesting since I am like in menopause, but also on hormones, um, and you're not there yet. We could both get the test and see what it
Ooh,
says.
I'm in. Because I'm
Okay.
like, I mean, it really piqued my interest. I was like, really?
Mm-hmm. Um,
Yeah.
do you, and let me know if you're not comfortable like talking about where do you think you are on the road to through
I
perimenopause
don't
to it
I
or
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I still, truthfully, I just don't know. I guess I'm just not as informed as I should be, necessarily about perimenopause because
Mm-hmm.
all you really hear, I mean, even from when you're little is, oh my God, menopause. Oh, it's just the worst. And these hot flashes and yada, yada. And then all of a sudden, like I hear about perimenopause and I just don't think I'm as informed, but in what I do know of
Mm-hmm.
it, I don't think I'm there yet.
Okay. You're like, what I hear, I don't want
Yeah.
it.
Doesn't suck yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing though, is that it's everyone's going to have a different experience with it. And some women won't have it'll, be more of like a breeze, it's that
Mhm.
to like completely crippling and debilitating and then everything in between.
Right.
So
Right.
and it could, you could be farther away from it too. So the average age of menopause, you hear that all the time that it's 51. But that means that's the middle, so
Mhm.
45 to like 58 is normal. But
Mhm.
then that perimenopause can be, 2 years, 10 years. Um, so, so yeah, I'd be interested to, because then you do it because it's just a snapshot, for the hormones. I guess they give you some instructions to like take the test over like 5 different days.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah. So we'll conduct a little experiment and see,
Yeah, I'm
see
in.
what, see what it says. But it is, it's generally not something that's tested for because it's a diagnosis made by like, excluding other things, like when you start presenting with symptoms, your age, and making sure you don't have like a thyroid issue, making sure there's no like other reproductive disorders going on, even though those can happen and often do happen concurrently. Um, and then, and that's it, it's
Mhm.
and but because the hormones move around so much, there's no way to really like test for it. So we'll see what it says. That is one of the more one of the only things that I've heard though that's like possible because it does that rate goes up, so that hormone keeps going up over time because it keeps sending the signal but nothing's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we can try that.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
interesting. I'd be really interested to know what our results are.
Yeah. All right. Fun and experiment.
Next time I come on, I need to change my name to Other Lauren.
Oh,
Yeah, what is this proper shit going on?
no, your last name and everything. Yeah.
I know. Capitalized in the right places with the
Yeah.
apostrophe.
I should put mine on there as Jessie Messy
Jessie Messy. What about Messy Jessie?
or Messy Jessie. Yeah. Either way, I heard it nonstop as a as a child.
Messy Jessie Messy
Mm-hmm.
from
Yep.
mom. I can. Yep.
Yep. And dad.
And dad.
Yep. So you put up a little post on Instagram this week. What did it say?
Oh, yeah. I put up a post yesterday. It was a crazy stat that I came across that 3 or more alcoholic drinks increases a woman's chance of breast cancer by 20%. And I mean, I didn't really, until I started doing, the work that I do, essentially, I didn't even realize that alcohol was a carcinogen. I mean,
Right.
as silly as that sounds. And then the more that I, kind of discovered about it, okay, yes, it can not cause cancer, but it can certainly speed the, it has all of the, what am I trying to say? Just has all of the makings of, either pushing cancer along or
Right.
formulating.
So that's what, when it comes to cancer, we're all walking around with cancer right now. Everybody's walking around with like cancer in their bodies. And what happens is, and there's many different cancers and they behave differently. And so, what happens is that, the different insults from lifestyle, behavior, environment, exposures, that kind of thing, diminish our body's ability to fight that off. Diminish like our cells' ability to protect themselves and not turn into like cancerous cells or damaged cells that then kind of lead to cancer. So
Right.
it's one of these things that happens. This is just like with like nutrition and disease in general. It starts at the cellular level, like way before there's symptoms. There's some sort of dysfunction going on at this cellular level, and the things that keep your cells like healthy are like the rest, nutrition, positive like emotional experiences, exercise, I mean, so there's so much that you hear about, like especially the inaccurate like depiction of HRT causing cancer, or like that the risk is so large with that, but like it's nothing compared to not exercising, drinking on a regular basis. I mean, when you think about 3 drinks a week, like who has 3 drinks a week? Like,
Yeah, 3 drinks an hour, maybe.
I mean, oh God, I sent you that thing last night. It was just, I just thought it was kind of fun. And I wish that this was something, because I actually miss like the taste of alcohol. Like I enjoyed whiskey, even like a Bloody Mary. I used to, drink Patron and soda all the time. I don't really miss that, but like the margaritas were like good and refreshing, but it's hard to like make, get that out of like a faux margarita or, and certainly a virgin Bloody Mary. I don't know. I haven't found one that I care for, but I think that I like this idea of like, what do you call it? Like concoctions or whatever that have like adaptogens and different things, like that, so that there's something different, but they still have that, like they're made with bitters and you know, they
Right.
have that like complexity of flavor. So I made Justin and I like shots of holy basil extract.
That was awesome. It looked like whiskey.
Yeah.
Probably didn't taste like whiskey. But you know, the thing about like when we like the taste, because
Hmm.
I was there too, you know,
Yeah.
but if we broke down the alcohol and like even in whiskey, you know, like you take out like the sugars, you take out
Hmm.
the, you know, and the potato and vodka, you know, when you take that out and you just have the alcohol, I mean, that's just not made for human consumption. So it's
Right.
like we add all this shit to it to make the
Right.
taste. And then, you know, one of my clients was talking about how she loves her Malibu coconut and rum and Coke. And, you know, it's like, of course you do.
Right.
Of course you
Yeah.
do.
I feel like that one would be really easy to mimic with just sugar.
Well, yeah,
Like with
just I mean, straight up cup of sugar, right? I mean, and that's what like a lot, you know, or the taste of wine even, you know? I mean, like it is made with so much sugar
Mhm.
to offset that. I mean, it's ethanol essentially,
Yeah.
you know? Like so it alcohol in its rarest form like would just it would not taste good to us, but you know the alcohol industry has really perfected in how to make it palatable for us or you know drinkable or acquired as they say.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder, I was thinking about this too, just with everything going on. I'm very much in a place of like there's just so much going on right now in my life. Like I'm continually I'm trying to give myself like the big picture of everything going on so that I'm like compassionate with myself. Like it's just objectively a lot, you know?
Hmm.
And it's odd the conversations that I have with myself. Jesse, objectively, you're going through a lot right now, so it's okay.
That's so
um,
good though.
but
Positive self-talk.
yeah, I mean, and this is something I did, you know, for all of the things of like normal life that are challenging for me. Like there's a lot, there's some things I really like mastered early. And one thing is just like the having the same compassion for myself that, um, that I would, you know, like your sister or your child or you know a human, any other human being, you know, that people show
Well,
other people so easily and then and can't seem to do for themselves.
how
um
did you master that out of curiosity? Because that is something that so many people struggle with.
yeah.
I mean, that's probably like, and that hinders us from, you know, being able to be our potential best self is when
Right.
we talk like shit to us, to ourselves. So how, I'm curious
Yeah.
how you,
I think, I don't know, from a very young age I just uh I don't know, I have always found myself to be endlessly fascinating and just human behavior in
I
general.
love
It's
you.
really not meant to be like a narcissistic or whatever. But I mean, I am of the mind, like if you are not your own, like I'm my favorite person in the whole world. It doesn't mean I'm perfect or that like other people aren't great or whatever, but like I mean, if you're not your own absolute favorite person, I don't understand what you're doing. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I know a lot of people don't feel that way. But again, I'm able to feel that way because I have that like compassion for myself.
Right.
And and also I just like even as a kid, I kind of looked at like different relationships and people's behaviors and stuff, and I was like, that's not working. Like,
Right.
why does this person keep doing the same thing over and over again and it's not working? Why is it, you know, like it's just, um, so, you know, while other people are maybe just getting things done in their lives and I'm pondering, you know, like life itself. So there's advantages and disadvantages to both of these personality styles. But I don't know. I think that's where it came from. But so, yeah, I'm very like right now I have that like that broad view of my life, but without trying to deal with it all right now. I'm just like just take it in like piece by piece at a time, um and then the rest of the time I'm just trying to focus on like the next step that I'm taking.
Mhm.
And when other people come around and they try to interfere with that,
How dare
I
they?
just have my like horse blinders on.
I know. Oh my God. Love
But
it.
yeah,
No,
hence
that's
the
so,
holy yeah, hence the holy basil last night. It helps just, sort of like calm things down. The L-theanine is a great thing for just like slowing down your like you have ruminating thoughts and stuff like that. Um, I mean, it's definitely not going perfect, but even just taking the time to like ice my back yesterday,
mhm.
um, and just a deep breath
Yeah.
every once in a while.
Yeah. You listen to yourself, you listen to your body, and you take time out for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. I know that I never really used to do that for myself. And I never had the love for myself that like you have. I do now. I feel it a lot more now, but
Hmm.
and it's not that I didn't like myself. It's just like I didn't realize that you're supposed to just I didn't realize how much came from like when you start inside, you
Yeah.
know?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
if you're not good inside, then like if you don't love yourself, how do you love others?
Right.
You know? Truly. So
Yeah. I think that too is just like being, more on the introverted side, and like spending a lot of time alone. Like you'd have to like
mhm.
figure that out earlier, maybe.
Right? Right?
um, but even in like when it came to relationships and stuff, I never understood the liking somebody that didn't like seem to have any interest in you.
Right.
Um, I mean, I've been saying it for a long time. Like a lack of interest in me is like a character flaw in someone else. And it's fine. It's just
Right.
like why would why would I be interested in somebody that doesn't see how amazing this is?
How great I am.
Something's wrong,
You know who you
or
need to bring
at least
go ahead.
incompatible. We'll put it that way.
Right?
What do you do now? Uh, like in different seasons of like overwhelm for yourself, do you have to like do you find yourself like, sort of going, wait, okay, like do you kind of escalate into like anxiety and then like check yourself, or have you figured something out?
Well, I do a bunch of like random little things. Like if I'm feeling anxious or just, I like to call it like if I'm feeling below 50%,
Mm-hmm.
um, I do breathing exercises.
Mm-hmm.
I have like this, it's right next to me, this rock star adult coloring book. And it just like
Yep.
really helps to, I mean, just like calm myself down. I love to run. So like I'll get my heart rate up or
Mm-hmm.
just little things like that. And one thing that I never liked doing, and I still don't love it, but I see the value in it, is journaling.
Yeah.
So it's like when you get the pen to paper and you just get like everything out of your head, it you find magic, like you find ways to solve problems that you didn't even realize were going on, or an issue that you might be feeling. You
Mm-hmm.
write it down and you can kind of figure it out. And I mean, because
Yeah.
anxiety, it's such like it's something in the future that hasn't even happened,
Right.
so
I That's interesting because there's all these different uh things like journaling and breathing that are, they're scientifically like backed to help. But I think this is one of the things where people can feel they have to do it in like the right way
Right.
or under the right circumstances or
Right.
whatever. So, like with the breathing, if it's like a breathing exercise, I feel like I'm punishing myself to make myself like sit still somewhere quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And listen to a breathing thing whereas throughout the day I take like a breath in and then a really slow breath out throughout the
Mm-hmm.
day, and then I do that consistently. I'm able to like just make, I don't have to make myself. I that's something that feels good to me, and then and I know like helps me right away. But I know other people like that time to really get into a whole thing, and that definitely has like positive benefits too. And that's something that is like, okay, do it for 2 minutes. It's like the thing with like going to the gym. If people don't like going to the gym, it's like just tell yourself you're going to go to the gym, and then you can turn around
Mm-hmm.
and leave if you want, which nobody does,
Right.
um and then journaling, there's so many different ways to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's gratitude, there's brain dumping, there's I there was something interesting I heard on the Andrew Huberman podcast about a
Oh, I love
specific
him.
mode of journaling. Did you hear that episode?
I don't think so.
I would like to do this in like in a group, not like not like in person, like hanging out in a group or anything, but like maybe do like a Facebook group or something like that where we do it, because I think a lot of people, it's one of those things where if there's not some sort of accountability for it, so that's
Mm-hmm.
another thing. Do you need to check a box? Do you need to, like report
Mm-hmm.
to somebody? Do you need an accountability buddy for it? But just to see, because it's supposed to make these like like um, massive improvements in pain and depression and like all
Yeah.
that. I mean, but it's 4 sessions of 15 to 30 minutes about writing down the like most traumatic thing you can think of in your life, and but just free writing about it. And it can
Mm-hmm.
be 4 days in a row, or it can be 4 days within a month, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And it's supposed to have this massively profound effect. Now, of course, I'm like, I don't know, like then I'm trying to fit, like, what is the most, like, is it something I feel like I've, kind of figured out, or like something I'm, so
Well, Mel Robbins, I think it was Mel Robbins. It was either her or one. I only listened to a few people, their podcast, but she had on a, I don't know if it was a journaling coach, but it
mm-hmm.
was this lady who, yeah, like she has group sessions, and I think they're like 15 minutes long, and they all get on, and she'll like have a topic, and then she journals at the same time, because like a lot of times if you just get sick of writing or whatever, then you just stop. But like you said, when there's accountability, sometimes like that's where the gold is like
Yeah,
in the time that you want to stop, but you keep going.
right.
Yeah. So, and
Yeah.
so, yeah. And that's the thing, is like, I'm not real big on meditating, even though I know all the science behind it. But
Mm-hmm.
like you said, just being able to take that breath, like I think it's a 4-7-9, and I might be misquoting that, but it's like where you breathe in for 4, you hold for 7, and you release for 9.
Yeah,
So I'll do that when I'm driving sometimes. Like if my kids are in the back and they're driving me nuts or whatever, I'm just like, okay, breathe in, and then making sure that the breath out is longer than the
right.
breath in.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, I mean, depending on how your brain works or whatever, like when I go for my walks in the morning, just like you said with your running, I have to like move around before I can sit still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in when I go for my walks in the morning, even if I'm listening to, because then people are like, don't listen to your podcast, blah, blah, blah. But then like my brain won't shut, sometimes I listen to a
Right.
podcast and I don't pay any attention to what it's saying. It's just, I
Mm-hmm.
need some sort of like something going around on in the background in order to slow my brain down.
Right.
Yeah. And other people need like total silence. But this I'm so excited because I think it's out today, and something else came out today, something that got me through my hysterectomy recovery. This is reality TV. People shit on it, but the Kardashians, I think the new season starts today.
Oh God.
And the Real Housewives of New Jersey is back.
All right, I'm in on that one.
Okay.
I'm in on that one. It
Now
looks
with the
juicy
Kardashians?
this season.
Oh my God.
I did the Kardashians for so long and I just can't anymore.
Yeah.
It was like, I loved it when Kylie and Kendall were younger, and like, that's when I had to stop watching when like they started getting older, and it stopped becoming like real to me, even though it's reality. I don't know.
But yeah, no, so because I didn't watch it for a long time, never really paid attention to it when it was like on the air, but like I started watching the new Kardashians on Hulu, and then they put it all the old ones, the Keeping Up with the Kardashians, on Netflix. So I binged all of it, and that's what I like to do. I don't actually like it when I'm up. I'm up to speed on everything, and there's like an episode coming out every week. I like to, kind of just dive into it and have it be the only thing I watch for the week. But here we are.
Same. That's how it was with Vanderpump Rules.
Oh,
it's like, oh, is it Tuesday yet?
I'm just getting into this, and now it's like I have to watch something else. I can't make the shift.
I know.
But that's one of the things that it's like that you're supposed to feel bad about or whatever. I don't feel bad about it. It is something that like it's a low hanging fruit, I mean, I turn that on and like everything just slows down in here.
Shuts down. Yep.
Not shuts down
like
completely.
Not shuts down, but it's just, it's mindless. It doesn't require anything.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Cause then because there's so much going on all of the other times. So, yeah.
Yep. So, that's your meditation, the Kardashians.
It is. So great. So what are you looking forward to for this week?
Oh man, I am today's Mike's birthday, my husband Mike's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah. And then Mother's Day on Sunday. I expect to get pampered, which who knows? I'm sure I'll have to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But no, I'm just I'm looking forward to the weekend, just hanging out. Mike and I are going to go to lunch tomorrow. We get Fridays off together, like most of the time.
Yeah.
So we'll go to lunch tomorrow for his B-Day and just kind of take it easy. How about you?
Well, after I finish moving, more stuff today. There's going to be a furniture delivery tomorrow. So my mom wants the existing furniture from upstairs into the basement. So.
Oh God. Sounds amazing.
So I get to move the furniture down to the basement.
And by yourself?
No, Justin's here.
He's still here.
No. If I was moving the furniture down to the basement myself, I don't know, it would be broken because I would just
Yeah, that was kind of a not thought out response on my part. Yeah, you got that bed frame, you got that dresser all by yourself. Yeah, how's that couch going? Hercules.
And we're gonna reschedule. My mom likes to do digging in the dirt usually for Mother's Day to get her garden ready, but so we'll reschedule that for when she gets back. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to, I've got a massage. So I go take Justin to get the rental car, and they'll go straight out to get a massage on Monday.
Nice.
And then I think I'll be all by myself when we record next time. I think I'm going to record upstairs.
Oh my gosh.
In a window.
It's going to be like a whole new Jessie.
Yep. It's going to be amazing. Literally have not spent, after like spending most of my time by myself for 20 years. I don't think I've had more than 24 hours alone in like three years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
Ooh,
Yep.
so this will be good.
I know.
But you're excited.
It's going to be amazing. Alrighty. So I don't know what we're going to do next, but we'll figure it out.
Always.
All right. So see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.